Hello, my name is Julie. Welcome to my channel. You're watching Treasures Made from Yarn, and in this video we are going to make these cute little fidget balls. I got this bridge on the end that you can fiddle with, and we're going to make it squishy so they can squish it. And not too hard to do. It'll be done in half double crochets, but you got to get it in the third loop to get this ridge effect. Not too hard. I will show you. So let us get started. So I'm just going to use it like a 4-weight. This is some leftover Caron cake yarn. Cinnamon swirl, that's why I couldn't think of the name, but this is some cinnamon swirl. I'm using a G or 4.5 millimeter hook. Obviously you'll need a scissors and a yarn needle and a little bit of stuffing. And obviously you could adjust a little bit with your yarn and hook size to get the tension you like. Well, anyway, we are going to start out with the magic ring. So I'll do it slowly so you can see how to do that. I also have a video on how to make the magic ring, so I will leave that in the description. We're going to chain one to secure that ring. Now we're just going to put 6 single crochets in this ring. Now if you don't want to do the magic ring, you could probably chain like 4, make a ring of chain 4, and then just put 6 single crochets in that. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now we're going to pull that tight in that ring. And one other tool I should have mentioned, that you probably will want a stitch marker. There we are, a stitch marker. Alright, so now we are going to do half double crochets from this point. And we're going to put 2 half double crochets in every stitch. So a half double crochet is that you yarn over, put your hook in your stitch, pull up a loop, and yarn over and draw through all 3 loops. We're going to mark our first stitch with a stitch marker. Okay, I'm going to put another half double crochet in that same stitch, because we are putting 2 in each around, so that will be a total of 12 half double crochets. So 2 half double crochets in each stitch. Mentioned that we are working in continuous rounds. Alright, we are now back at the beginning. Now this might be the slightly hardest part. Trying to figure out what stitch we're going to do to make that ridge. So now you can see you got this loop here in the front, then you got this other loop, and you slightly turn it, and there is a third loop. This is right there. So you got that one loop, that loop, and then you slightly turn it, there is that loop. So what we're going to do in that loop is make 2 half double crochets. Ready to make it easier to mark the first stitch in that back loop. So hopefully this is not too confusing. So like I said, again, if you look at your half double crochet, you have this loop and that loop, slightly turn it, and you have that loop. We're going to do 1 half double crochet in that stitch. Alright, so I don't know if you can see, probably white was not a good color. It seems like you got this little extra loop. We want to go in this loop right there, like I said, Not that one, but that one. So now we're going to put 2 half double crochets in that loop. One double crochet again in that third loop. I guess that's it. I'm looking. See, you that one, and around this one right there. 2 half double crochets. One in the next one. Half double crochets in the next stitch. One in the next stitch. Two halves, working in that back one. And well, that ends that round, and that is in the round, if you can see. So we're starting to form our little ridge end. It says we're working in continuous rounds, and we're going to go one more round of increases. And if you look at the half double crochets, we're working in the third loop in the back of the stitch. So you got the front loop, the back loop, and then there's that third loop. Then front, middle, and then there's the back one. So we're going to keep working in those back loops. We're going to do 2 half double crochets in that stitch. If it makes it easier, mark the first one in that third loop. And we got that one, there's that one. One, 2, back is the third loop. Alright, so we did 2 half double crochets in the first stitch, and 2 and 1 half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Okay, and then we're just going to repeat that around. Two half double crochets and 1 half double crochet in the next 2. Okay, we're going to repeat that around. Alright, we're at the end of the round, and at this point we are done doing increases. It's not that big of a ball. So we're just going to do 1 half double crochet in that third loop, 2, which is the one back here. See, 1, 2, third loop. We're going to do 1 in each stitch around, and we're going to do that for 2 rounds. And I'll get back with you when I have 2 more rounds done. Okay, well, I had started a different... Oh, try it. Okay. Alright. So we started a different ball because when I was on this one, I thought that the color would be kind of hard to see. So I switched up to a different one. because now we're going to start doing our decreases. Alright, to show how to do our we're going to do a half double crochet two together. So how to do that for, we're going to like yarn over like we're doing double crochet, but we're going to insert the hook back in again, still in our third loop, because we got 1, 2, and then there's the third one. We're going to put our hook in the next, in our first one, and then we're going to go over and go into the next one, and then make our half double crochet as normal. So we're going to do a decrease, or half double crochet two together, 1 stitch, and then we're going to do a half double crochet in that third loop in the next 2. And then to show the decrease again, there's like 1, 2, there's our third. Yarn over like we're doing our, start our half double crochet, and then we're going to put our hook into the next 2 stitches of our third loop and half double crochet as normal. And 1 half double crochet in the next 2. Over a decrease in the third loop of 2 together, 2 like that, and half double crochet as normal, and 1 in the next 2. Our decrease. One half double crochet in the next 2. Decrease. And in our last 2. Now at this point, we can start stuffing it, but we're only gonna lightly stuff it. I mean, just, or we can like not stuff it and then really have something squishy, but we're gonna lightly stuff it. So you can stuff it more or less, but we want to lightly, we're just going to lightly stuff it so we can still squish it. Okay, so we're going to do, here's our next row of decreases. What we're going to do is our half double crochet 2 together. Then we're going to mark that first stitch. And only 1 half double crochet in the next stitch. Half double crochet 2 together. One half double crochet in the next stitch. Double crochet 2 together. Try to get our stuffing caught in there, which we are trying not to do that. crochet 2 together, and 1 in the next stitch, and 1 in the next. And 1 in the next. Oh. Let's see, did we screw up somewhere? We should have, at this point, 12. So I got 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I must have screwed up somewhere. 12. We should have 12. Have double crochets in that row. Now at this point, if you want to add more, make sure that there's no, if you haven't added your stuffing yet, haven't added your stuffing. So I might add a little bit more stuffing with this one. Just a little bit. Like I said, we want to kind of keep it, we want it squishy. Alright, now our final round, we are going to go back to single crochets. And we're just going to do 2 together, still working in that third. Oh, now we're doing 2 single crochets together, which is just putting our hook into 2 of the loops and doing a single crochet. So that's 1. Now it might be getting harder to see now because they're all together. 2. And 6. Oop. 6. Okay, now we're ready to close this up. Our little thing just moved. Okay. All right. Alright, to close you up, we are working in the front loops of the single crochets. So find our front loop, and put our needle through the front loop on all of them. Pull, and then I think we're just gonna put our needle through the ball, kind of help pull that in. There you go, nearly seamless. And we're just going to trim off this end of here. There you go, our fidget. A little fidget ball. Now I can show you an alternate ending That's because on this one we have a bigger, almost like the thumb can fit into it pretty good with this one. So I can show you an alternate ending for that, which pretty much is for that very last row. Instead of going through the third loop, we go through both loops. And that's how we make it bigger. But if you don't, it seems like it fits nicely in our thumb. Alright, so I'm going to finish up this one. I can show you how to make it a bigger one. So you can just stick your thumb in there. Or you can just leave it so it looks the same on both ends. Okay. Alright. So now we're back at this ball I started with, but it says if you wanted that bigger indent for, or the bigger, less of the ridge and have more room for like a thumb, we just do the same thing except we're working through back. Again, just doing two together through the back loop, but but instead of the third loop, we're going to do it into the first. See, this yarn's harder. We're just going to put our hook into the very first, the front loop, and do two together. So that's one. Yeah, it's probably harder to see on this one. Two. This is the sixth one. I think what I forgot to do for the last one is I should have slip stitched into the first stitch after we were done. And we finish it up the same. Still through the front loops. Like this is finished the same way. We're just gonna sew through the front loops, and then we're gonna show our end results here. So you can see you got the shorter end, and yeah, because you did through both loops, you can put your thumb in that. And like it says, less filling, and you put less filling, and it makes it squishy. There we go. We got that close. Another one I did with it has a smaller because the yarn weight's smaller, and I might have used a smaller hook. And here is this one. So yeah, you can vary hook sizes if you want. You can try different yarns. If you want to make it bigger hook, you can do more increases. You may have to like do more rows for the center of the ball. Maybe do 3 instead of 2. So yeah, you can experiment with that. Yeah, I had recently discovered doing the half double crochet in the back loop, and I like how the effect is. It's very nice. I like it. Okay, like I said, I hope you weren't intimidated by going into the third loop. I hope that was clear enough for you. And then you make a couple of these fidget balls for yourself, or your friends, or your grandkids, like in my case. Alright, if you did like this video, please get a like. If you want to see more content like this, please subscribe to my channel. I want to thank you always for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye now.